today because you subscribers out there have sent us questions. And today we're going to answer 10 of the questions for you, our subscribers. First question is, why does MS4 matter so much? Because the actual MS4 stands for Municipal Separated Storm Sewer Systems. But what it is, doing everything we can possibly do to keep our stormwater clean, because it hits, it runs off, it runs this way, it runs that way, it fills lakes, it fills ditches. Our goal is to keep our stormwater clean after it hits surfaces. Number two, how does stormwater pertain to each individual? As an individual, we do a lot of things. As an individual, you could smoke cigarettes and you could flick your cigarette. You could wash your car and people don't care where the soap goes. You could actually slope your yard onto your neighbor so the stormwater runs onto the neighbor. Construction companies, when the trucks go in and out, they get mud all over. And all these answers are basically one answer. How does it affect you? Our goal is to keep stormwater as clean as possible as it runs. The third question, how does MS4 benefit the community? Well, I think most of us like to drink water. What happens is we are in the process of trying to keep our stormwater clean. Stormwater does go to wastewater treatment plants. And because it's stormwater, there's not a lot of chemicals, but there's some. And if we didn't have that, every one of us would be paying more in local and city taxes, because wastewater treatment plants, yes, they do take sewage away, but they also make sure that the stormwater can be reused and cleaned, and it saves taxes because we are reusing water that we are already having falling from our skies. Question 4, is MS4 necessary? Well, the answer to that is yes. Every state has rules about stormwater because they realize the importance of keeping our stormwater clean. It's a source of water. If we didn't have it, it would be a lot tougher in a lot of ways, and water would be maybe more in demand. Stormwater helps. Most states, it's government rules that we go by. Question 5. What are some key things that LaPorte County MS4 does? And thank you for the questions, by the way, you subscribers. Throw them our way. Keep them coming. The key things, I guess, that we do is we regulate our stormwater so it's as clean as possible. Because if we didn't, as taxpayers, again, it would cost us more money. Just because it goes down the drain and nobody cares where it goes, well, that's incorrect. There's a lot of things that our citizens do. And stormwater officials, such as me, your favorite coordinator, we try to put things in place, whether it's the inlet filters, whether it's catching cigarette butts, whatever it is. We're trying to keep that water as clean as possible from the get-go, not just during construction of that building. Yes, during it, previous to it, and after it. Question 6, interesting question. Is LaPorte County MS4 responsible for all of the county? And the answer is absolutely not. There was a time when we were. One of our larger cities broke away from the county program because they thought it would be better for them. Our largest city in our county broke away, and they have established their own MS4 program. But the rules are the same. I go by the same rules. They go by the same rules. They were in our system. There's talk about them coming in our system, possibly in the future sometime. I don't know. But we basically do the whole county, but MS4 is set up to where, a lot of you don't know this, but agriculture is exempt. We are a very big farming county. I think we're the second largest county in the state. But agriculture takes up a lot of that area. However, municipal, that's what MS4 stormwater does. And it does do subdivisions around the county, because they go through site review, I review to be sure that the stormwaters are going to be handled carefully and you're not putting it on your neighbor. Question 7, interesting question. If my neighbor is running stormwater onto me, do they call MS4. What do they do? Yes, they can call LaPorte County MS4, Rick Brown. They could call the government of LaPorte County, and they know how to get a hold of me. And yes, I would return the phone call. We would discuss the situation, and I would be out to look at it, visit it, and try to come up with some sort of remediation, but not you versus your neighbor or your neighbor versus you. Probably to see what can we do together first. But in stormwater, I try to work it out best for both people. Question 8, what's my number one complaint? My number one complaint is usually after a 2 or 3 inch rain and my phone rings off the hook most of the day, because people call to complain about the water. They've never seen it this way before. I keep precipitation records, and I have for 12 years. I can tell you it's been this way before. Now, that doesn't mean that your yard wasn't flooding or water, there's no curbs and water's coming in your yard from the roads in the county. I would venture to say that I have already many, many times had to discuss this with clients complaining. That doesn't mean I don't want you to complain, because a lot of complaints are very legitimate. Everything's different. Every complaint is different. Over a year or 2 years, you could probably categorize the top 10 complaints or that kind of thing. But really, we look at everyone individually. Question 9. What is my favorite video? Well, one jumps out at me a little bit. May the MS4 be with you. Question 10. What would happen if MS4 did not exist? Well, I guess the best way to answer that is our stormwater would not be regulated if MS4 did not exist, because we work under regulations, state and federal. Every neighbor would be complaining about every other neighbor. Every driver would be complaining about the amount of water on the highways. It would be never ending. Everything's fine when the sun's shining and everybody's drinking Kool-Aid under their umbrella in the summer. But when we get strong rains, that's when you tell where problems arise. Water running and running off of something onto something. It's regulated, so you can't put your water onto your neighbor. Now that also includes, under the definition of your, also that would include commercial business and factories and everything that's around us and surrounds us, because water runs downhill. That's why it's regulated, so we can keep it cleaner. We could have it go where it's supposed to go. Favorite MS4 coordinator says very much a thank you to those of you that have submitted questions. It's nice to know what you're looking for, and I know a lot about stormwater. Keep subscribing, and remember to hit our little red button there to show up as a subscriber. MS4 is here for you.